Thanks, Nikki, for that great tip. Well, I call it holiday and everyday entertaining, and also just, you know, what's happening in your kitchen. All right, especially around the holidays, I think, we start opening up can after can, whether it's, you know, pumpkin for the pumpkin pie, or it's cranberry, or it's bottles, or whatever you might need. And quite frankly, it can be kind of hard to do. You know, the turn, the twist, and you're like, oh man, I wish there was something to make it a whole lot easier. Well, your wishes come true. It has. And that, of course, is with our Smart Touch handheld electric can opener. Hallelujah, it's here. And joining me is Miss Keri to tell us all about it. Hello, darling.
Hello.
You know, during this time of year, you know, I think all the time you're opening cans and stuff.
Right.
But during this time of the year, as we head to the holidays, there seems to be an enormous amount of cans we need to open
Totally.
up.
Well, we're doing a lot of stews, we're doing a lot of casseroles, we're doing a lot of things where, yeah, it just seems to multiply the amount of cans. And the thing about it is, when you can make it automatic and you can make it easy and save time and save your hands, that's what it's all about. Let me bring you right here and show you just how easy it becomes. All I have to do is lightly press the button, and automatically the Smart Touch is going to grab a hold of the can, and once it does that, I can let go. Notice my hands are free. It gets loud here for a second. And I'm getting 3 times the work done. And again, my hands are free. I'm not doing anything but watching it do its job. Now, what I love about the Smart Touch is that it's actually opening around the side of the can. So all I'm simply gonna do is release it afterwards, and it's actually gonna keep it magnetized.
Oh, nice.
So this one's done. Again, magnetized, so you can stop this guy. So you can take it over to your garbage can, and I love that it's actually cutting along the side of the can, not the top. Because what's the problem that we normally have? The lid goes into the food, and we don't know where these cans have been. I mean, the biggest thing that, you know, my family always used to do was always wipe the can before we would open it, because these cans sit in warehouses. Now it's not touching your food, and more than that, this is completely safe to touch. It is not sharp at all, the edges. So when I take this to my, you know, trash can and I dump it in, it's not gonna tear the trash bag. Isn't that the thing we hate the most?
Oh, yeah.
You go to take your trash bag out, and it's just all these holes.
The top of the cans is ripped the bag.
Totally ripped it right through. So I love that the Smart Touch is not only making it easier to open the can in the first place, but it's also making it neater when we go ahead and we toss our cans out.
But it is beyond cans, because this little guy can do a lot more than we think. Okay, colors. You have your choice of colors.
Yep.
We have the black, we have the blue, and we have the white and the red.
Yep.
Now, this makes a great gift idea. Like, how many of you have to do that crazy gift exchange, and you never know what to get somebody, but you want something actually clever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to get just something lame. This would be it. Or maybe you know somebody has some dexterity problems. That becomes a real issue, especially people who are really passionate about cooking, and they stop doing it simply because part of the work to make something has become too difficult for them.
Sure.
Bring that passion back to them. It's like giving them a real gift, really, when you think about it, of being able to easily cook in the kitchen.
Well, this is a 4-in-1, so you're actually getting pull tabs as well. So if you don't want to either mess up your nails, or again, someone has dexterity issues and has a hard time doing that motion, they don't have to stop drinking their favorite drinks. Also, if you're doing, you know, whether it's your favorite beverage in a bottle, over here you're actually going to have where it's actually going to come right underneath and pop your tops for you. So let me just get a good grip there. Sorry about that.
Because it's not a beer.
And there we go. And so that's actually going to do all of your bottles for you. So whether it's, you know, your parties or tailgating or doing all of those things, this is an all-in-one. So you're actually taking, having this, having this, having this, having all of these potential things that we always put in our drawers, and then we're fumbling through the drawers trying to find them. Now, all you need is one Smart Touch, which takes up less space and gives you that 4-in-1 option. It also releases the airtight jars for you, so if you can't actually, instead of having to do this and get tight on that jar and get the air.
I mean, how cool is that, too? Because you ever try to get one, you know, like a pickle jar? You're like, really? There's so much vacuum in there. You're like, oh, honey. You're always like, oh, honey, can you open this for me? You might not have a oh, honey to do it for you.
Exactly, you might not. And so, you know, the other thing to think about then becomes the hygienic reasons for having something like this. Once you're done with this, not only is it not touching the food when you have the lid's not actually touching the food, but in regular can openers, because maybe you say, I have an electric can opener, okay? Maybe you do. But if you have the electric can opener, you cannot take off your cutting assembly. So I want you to look here. When we have this type, you're putting, let's say, your dog food, and then you're going over to, what do we got, our peas. what happened here? Maybe you get in there with a paper towel and you're trying to get it clean, but you can never take this off and clean it completely. With the Smart Touch, once we're done, all we have to do is turn it into the off position, and you come over and the cutting assembly comes right off and goes straight into your dishwasher. This is the most clean way to continue opening your cans. So if you've opened your pet food and you want to go open your peas, I don't think there's anything smarter than being able to clean this before you go for the next round.
Okay, a couple quick notes. We have 2 flex pays only for tonight. That's it. So you can use 2 flex pays, which is pretty awesome. It's under $10, and we're shipping it for free. Normally on a price point like this, we don't do free shipping, and we certainly don't do 2 flex. So again, I want you to think about all those people on your list that are really hard to buy for. If someone has a kitchen, they could use this. And you could take that list and go, oh, I've just done it all. I've knocked it out. I think it makes a great stocking stuffer too. Or
it
maybe
really does.
You do that gift exchange at work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It could be a guy, it could be a girl. Everyone can use this. And it was funny. You were saying you don't have any dexterity issues, but this is what you use at home now.
Absolutely. Like in my drawer, I got rid of everything else because I had like these fancy kind of can openers. But there was one, no joke, bought it from a very high-end place, and my mom came over and she couldn't even figure out how to use it. Okay, and my mom, you know, I'm sorry, Mom, but you know, she's a smart lady, but she was like, she called me, she goes, I can't figure out how to use your can opener. And so since I've had this, I think this is something that anyone can use no matter what. Again, I love the fact that you can go ahead and drop this in. Then when you're done, you can take this off.
Because there's gunk on that one already.
There is, you know, see what happens. So now it got a little dirty in here. Now if I wanted to go open up something else, again, this was dog food. I don't want to go from dog food to the food I'm eating without cleaning this. So then all we're going to do is simply just turn it on here with the button there, and then we're ready to go. Now, all you want to do, a lot of times people may have the question, and using something like this, it is something new. It's very, very easy. All you want to do is get it in between, so you have the 2 parts here. So you just want to get your can in between this area right here, if you can see that. So I'm just going to go over to my can. I'm going to match it up, lay it down, press the button down. I feel it when it grabs, and then I let it go. My hands are free.
So it adjusts itself to the size can you're opening.
Absolutely. So any size can and any job can be done with this. So don't worry if you've got your big box store cans all the way down to your small tomato paste cans. This is going to do the job. And you saw, even with the small, I did the small, you know, small one.
Yeah.
It just plops over when it's done. It's like, okay, done.
Like, I'm finished.
So this one here we go. It's all done. So again, I'll flip it over. I'm just going to press the button again one more time, and then what it's going to do is it's going to hold that then with the magnet. So I'm going to go over to the trash can, and then I'm just going to release it. Once again, I want to point out, and I think this is one of the greatest features of the Smart Touch, this is not sharp.
That's
Nobody is
brilliant.
going to cut themselves here or here. It's not like when you have the lid that goes into your food. And just the thought of that is 100 times over the reason to get something like this. Because if you're cutting your cans the other way, those cans have been sitting in warehouses and all sorts of places, and unfortunately...
Who knows what little critters are running all around?
Thank you. I didn't want to bring that up, but you know, that is what's going on. So unless you're like really like stringently...
You're all going to think about your cans in your cupboard tonight, aren't you?
I'm sorry.
You're like,
you don't want it in there. You want to keep it clean. So this is the hygienic way to do it.
Runs on AA batteries. Simple, simple, simple.
Yes.
And you probably would imagine a pretty long life on that too,
Absolutely.
because you know you're not using it 24/7.
Absolutely. So you're only, you know, because again, the 4-in-1, you're using a lot of different options on this. So if we come back over to the option that we can go ahead and open up our bottles. So when we have our bottles, you just hear it go click, and then we're done. So the tailgating, the parties, you have, again, just this sitting out. And then if you want to go to those pull tabs, again, this is something where, I'm sorry, at this time of year, my nails look pretty. I'm going to lots of parties. I was like saying, you know, I'm trying to look nice. And, you know, this is the thing that will destroy you every time is opening up those pull tabs.
You break a nail on it, you just
don't want to do it.
And it's always at the most inconvenient moment. You know, you're like, really? And it's always this finger, which you can't hide that one.
You can't hide it.
It's always this one.
This is the one you point with.
It's like, wait a minute.
So yeah, you know, again, this just makes life easy. It's been in my drawer now. I mean, I've had mine for about a year.
Okay.
And again, I got rid of all those other things. Now, I want to do something with you for a little fun. Because I saw that you,
I'm in trouble.
You saw it was over there.
I saw this, and we're all very familiar with this
Yep.
thing.
Yep. So here, you're going to take this guy.
All right.
I'm going to take this guy. I hate to do this to her, but I want to show you how, and I'm going to give her a head start. I want you to use that regular can opener. I'm going to give her a head start. I'm going to sit over here and just kind of think about it. Here she goes. So she's, did you see her kick me out of the way? Oh, she's like, out of the way.
You know why?
I got to
to get my elbow up so I get the right, get the right on her, you know?
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go. So she's still going. My mind you, I can go over and keep chopping and prepping my vegetables or whatever else I'm doing for my stew instead of being caught up turning.
Actually, it's so pathetic. My thumb and my pointer finger's getting tired.
She's doing okay. But the point is, you know, when we're cooking and when we're in the kitchen and we're doing, I'm done. You can stop.
All right. I was so close.
When we're doing lots of things, this is one of the last things we want to be thinking about. If you've got 6 cans to open, just put this on top, press the button. Well, again, walk away, keep chopping your carrots or whatever else it is that you're prepping for the meal. And then know, again, it's not going to tear up your garbage can. It's not going to go in your food. It's just such a great thing to have.
And it is a whole lot easier than this thing.
Yeah.
That thing, you really, would you ever use this again? And you're going to think about your cans next time you try to open them up and you go, oh, why did I get that? All right, stay on the line for it. Remember the 2 flex and the free shipping only for tonight until midnight. Keri,
That's right.
thanks, honey.